Happy holidays! This is Andrew with rockclass101.com. Today we're going to be learning Santa Claus is Coming to Town. And this arrangement I actually transposed onto ukulele. So it was originally written for guitar by my friend Dan Holloway. So if you want to check out the original arrangement, just click that link right there and you can watch him play it on guitar. If you play guitar and you're interested in fingerstyle type of lessons and arrangements, be sure to check out his website at dancholloway.com. All right, so let's talk about this arrangement for uke though. So the thing that worked out really well for the uke was to put the arrangement into 3 different melodies. So basically this arrangement has an A melody, a B melody, and a C melody. So we're going to be learning the complete A melody in this lesson, which is part 1. If you guys want to learn the rest of the tune, which is the B and the C melody, we're going to be learning that in part 2 of the video lesson at rockclass101.com. You can also find the complete tabs there to print off and follow along with, and you can get access to that on-screen tab viewer, which is really cool. You can hit play on the tab and literally watch it scroll across in real time while watching the video of me playing. So it's just a great asset for learning this song that much quicker. All right, so let's go ahead and kick into our first melody. So I'm going to play just the first bar. There's a little pickup measure of 2 notes. So we're going to play that plus the first bar, and then we'll break it down. So here's what it sounds like. Okay, so the first thing that you hear is that we've got a swung fill, right? Da 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 da. So you don't want to play this song like a straight 8th note rhythm. So almost all of the rhythm throughout the song is either 8th notes and or quarter notes. So that's just something to keep in mind too. But all of those 8th notes have that swung fill, so you want to play it like that as well. So our first little pickup measure is just going to start with a little slide. So we're going to take our ring finger and do 2 to 3 on string 2. So we're just literally sliding up a half step. Okay, and then after that, you're going to use your index finger and play 1 on string 2. So you're literally going 2 to 3 and then to 1. And that's our little pickup. Da-dum. And then we're going into the little melody, right? So it's going to start with a C chord. Basically, think of it like your basic C, but we're actually going to ignore string 1. So you're literally just playing open 4, open 3, open 2. So I want you just to strum those 3 strings. So you can use your first finger, and then we're going to walk the melody up on string 2. So it's the same notes that we already played. So we're going to go strum, and then 1, 3, 3. Okay? Now, one of those notes has a little staccato. So a staccato is like da. So think of a regular note as like sustaining, right? And when you play staccato, it cuts that sustain, right? It's just like ba instead of. So that first time you play the 3rd fret is when you're going to apply a staccato. So you hear it, right? Da 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 da. So I'm going strum 1 staccato, let it ring. Strum 1 3 3. Okay? So that's basically the first half of bar 1. Let's talk about the next part, and I'll give us a context. So here's what the second half would sound like. Okay? That's it again. So it's just a bunch of open strings that we're going to be playing. So we're going 3 1 4 3, and again 3 1 4 3. So we're going to tie that into the second half. Strum 1 3 3 3 1 4 3. Okay, again. Oh 1 3 3 3 1 4 3. And you can see I just leave my ring finger there to sustain it out and hold that note. So it sounds a nice and ringing sound. Okay, and if I tie it again with that intro, we have, or the pickup. Okay, our next chord we're going to stock F. So the thing with this one is that we're going to be dropping that middle finger literally directly down to the 2nd fret of string 3 to catch the 2nd chord, which is going to highlight a D minor 7. So that middle finger, I want you to watch because it's literally going to go straight down a fret. So here's what, or straight down a string, same fret. So here's what bar 2 sounds like. Okay, and you see that that finger literally drops straight down. So take that F chord, you're going to strum that, all 4 strings, and then we're going to walk a melody on string 1 with the same concept. We're going to apply that same staccato dot and the same beat, so it's beat 2. So it sounds like this: strum 2 staccato, and then regular note that we're going to sustain. So our melody is going to go 2nd fret, 3rd fret on string 1. So take that F again, strum the F, and then with your ring finger, you play the 2nd fret of string 1, and then with your pinky, play the 3rd fret of string 1. The first time staccato, 2nd time, let it ring. So we have strum 2 3 3. Okay, now while you're doing that, that middle finger needs to drop down a string, so it's going to go to that 2nd fret of string 3, and you're going to play 3 1 2 3, 3 1 2 3. So it sounds like that. So if I put it together, I have strum 2 3 3 3 1 2 3, and again strum 2 3 3 3 1 2 3, and watch that middle as it drops down. So I've got strum 2 3 3, drops down 3 1 2 3. Okay, and again without me calling it one more time. Okay, so nice bars. Let's put those 2 together plus the pickup. Okay, now our 3rd bar, we're going back to C, and then it's going to switch to a C7 at the end of it. So that C that we begin with is the same as bar 1, so we're playing 4, 3, and 2 as opens. So here's what bar 3 sounds like. Okay, so we're going to do the same start, so 4 to 2, open. Then we have a hammer on. We're going to go 1 to 3 on string 2. So you're just going to hammer on. So you pick that note once and hammer on. And then open 3rd, and then back to string 2. So we're going to go strum, hammer, 3, 2. Okay, again, strum, hammer, open 3rd, 3rd fret of string 2. And again, strum, hammer, 3, 2. And then take that ring finger and you're going to put it, the middle finger, put it on the 3rd fret of string 4. And we're going to strum 4 to 2. So this note is the same as this. It's that B flat. That's what makes that C7. But we're going to catch it up here. So a different position than we usually play for C7 at the beginning of the neck. Okay? So again, I have strum, hammer, 3, 2, grab the C7. So it's 3, 0, 3. And you can strum or pluck the last chord. Doesn't matter. It's up to you guys. So bar 3 again. Okay. And then we'll go into our next bar, which is bar 4. And bar 4 is going to go from that basic F to an F minor. So let's cover what the F to the F minor looks like. So we all know the F. If we're not familiar with F minor, what's going to happen is basically we're going to flip-flop these 2 fingers. So your first finger is going to come up and play 1 on string 4, and your middle finger is going to go where your index was. So that's 1 on string 2. And then add your pinky to 3 on string 1. So that means we have an open C string. So we have 1, 0, 1, 3. So a good way to practice before you play bar 4 is just to practice that little change. So you can go F to F minor 4, F to F minor 4. You can put a little time, right? Where it's maybe half notes. Strum to strum to strum to strum to. And when you get good at that, then try to increase the tempo a little bit so you can get used to playing a little bit faster with those changes. So that's always a great way to practice new chord transitions. All right, so here's what bar 4 sounds like. All right, so let's break bar 4 down. So we're going to start with that basic F. So you're just going to strum it. And then you're gonna lift that middle finger up. So we're done with the middle finger. So just leave it floating and you're gonna play out of that. So remember your index is still down on that first fret of string 2. So now you're gonna play 4, 2, 3. So let's just do that. That's the first half of bar 4. So we have strum the F, lift the middle, open 4, second string, third string. Okay, so if I call it out, I have strum 4, 2, 3, and then we're switching to that F minor. So you can actually just put those 2 fingers down and your pinky can go down when it's needed. So it's gonna be needed for the very last note of this bar. So we can pluck 4, 3, and 2, and then play 4 and add that pinky to 3 on string 1. So again, it's pluck, 4, string 1. So again, all of it, I have strum, 4, 2, 3, switch, 4, 1. Again, strum, 4, 2, 3, switch, 4, 1. So that F minor hit, that's a quarter note on that one too. So that's important that we hear that difference in the rhythm. 1 and 2 and 3, 4, and. Okay, without me calling. All right, so now let's put the first 4 bars together. So we'll play from the pickup all the way to the end of 4. Here we go. Okay, so that's basically what it sounds like, guys. So let's move on to bar number 5. So bar 5, we're gonna jump higher for a C chord. So here is what it sounds like. And we're starting with the first half in C, then going to our staircase shape for an A minor. So here's what it sounds like. Okay, so basically all we're doing is we took that G chord and we moved it all the way up to became a C, and then we removed the first finger. So the fingerings that we're gonna use are gonna be index on 7 on string 1, and middle finger on 8 on string 2. So we're gonna strum 4 strings, so that means 4 and 3 are open. So we've got strum, and then add your pinky to 10 on string 1. So strum 10, and then we're gonna play open 4, and then string 2. So again, strum 10, 4, 2, and again, strum 10, 4, 2, and then we're going to this little staircase shape. So it's going to be 9, 8, 7. So those 2 fingers stayed put. All you're doing is adding the ring to 9 on string 3, and you're going to play out of that. You're going to go 3, 2, 1, and then take pinky and add it to 10 on string 2. 3, 2, 1, and then 10 on string 2. Okay? So if I put that together, I have strum 10, 4, 2, 3, 2, 1, 10 on string 2. Okay, one more time. Strum 10, 4, 2, 3, 2, 1, 10. Okay, so not a hard bar at all. And going to our next one, we're going to D minor. So this one is going to be a partial bar chord. So you're going to lay that index finger flat on the 5th fret, strings 1, 2, and 3. So we're just going to ignore string 4 for right now. So try not to hit it when you are strumming. So here's what this bar sounds like. Again, this is bar 6. Okay, so you can see we're just picking out of this one. So we've got strum, then add pinky to 8 on string 1. Then we're gonna lift pinky up, we don't need it, and we're gonna play 2, 1. Okay, so again, strum 8, 2, 1. Remember that bar needs to stay the entire time for this. So again, strum 8, 2, 1, and then we're gonna go 7, 8 on string 2. So 7, 8, and then 5, 7 on string 1. So I'm using ring, pinky, 5, pinky, right? 7, 8, 5, 7. So 2 notes per string, right? 7 and 8 on a string 2, 5, 7 on string 1. Remember, all 5s are your index finger barred. So again, for the first half, we had 5, 8, 5, 5. Again, strum 1, 2, 1, and then 7, 8, 5, 7, 2, 2, 1, 1. You can see I leave that pinky there because all of this song I kind of want to ring into each other. So I want these chords to sustain as much as possible. That's what makes this kind of a song sound so pretty, is that it just all rings into each other as you go through the bars. So I'll play it again without calling it out. So here's bar 6, slow. And even slower. Okay, so I play bar 5 to 6, we have. Okay, let's talk about our first ending now. So bars 7 and 8 are going to be ending 1. So that means that the A melody is going to repeat. So you're going to play all those 6 bars that we just covered again, but the second time you're going to play the second ending. So we'll cover the second ending in just a second. So that's a lot of seconds. All right, so here's bars 7 and 8. This is ending 1. And let's do one bar at a time. Let's do bar 7. Sounds like this. So all quarter notes, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. So very simple bar. So you see it's straight out of that higher voicing of the C again. So we're going to play 3, then strings 1 and 4 together. Then string 2 with that middle finger, and then open 4. So again, 3 together, 2, 4. Remember, together is strings 1 and 4. Okay, again, 3 together, 2, 4. Then bar 8, we're going back to that D minor bar. So it sounds like this. So it's a little walk up for D minor. So we've got strum, 7, 8, all on string 1. So our melody is going to be on string 1 for this. So we have strum, 7, 8. So I'm using third finger to fourth finger. Strum, 7, 8. Then move that pinky up a whole step to 10. You're going to hit that plus string 4 open. And then use the ring finger to play 10 on string 2. And then index finger to play 8 on string 1. So it's very tricky, this bar. Strum, 7, 8, 10 and 4, then 10 on string 2, and 8 on string 1. Sounds like that. Again, slow. Okay. That one is probably one of the bars that you'll just have to practice a lot, just because it's hard. But the good thing is that when you repeat and you're all the way up here, remember that bar 1 starts with open 4, 3, and 2. So it's easy to transition to the beginning of the A melody again. So nothing hard when you do the transition. Right, so we can go right back into it quickly. All right, so that's bars 7 and 8. So let's do this. Let's play 5, 6, 7, and 8. So the second half of the melody A together, and then we're going to play everything all the way through, and then we're going to learn ending number 2 for the repeat. So here is bars 5 through 8. Okay, so now let's go ahead and play 1 through 8 all the way through, and then we'll talk about ending 2. So remember, this melody A is going to repeat twice, so that means the first 6 bars are going to be the same when you repeat, and then the last 2 bars will be different. So here's the first 8 though, which is everything that we've covered. So remember, you're going to play the same 6 bars again after that. So you're jumping back to bar 1, bar 2, bar 3, bar 4, bar 5 jumps up, bar 6, and then here's where the new change happens. So for bar 7 and 8, you're going back to that higher voicing of the C, but it's got a bit of a stretch. So let's just do one bar at a time. So here's bar 7. This is the second ending. Okay, one more time. So it's got a cool little pull-off hammer-on lick at the end of it. So it's going to go open 3, and then you're playing 7 on string 1. Remember, it's out of that higher voicing of C, right? 7 and 8. So you're going open 3, and then you're going to play 1 and 4 together. And then we can add that middle finger and play string 2. So we have 3, 4 and 1, and then 8 on string 2. So it sounds like that. Okay, keep the chord shape intact, and you're going to add your ring finger underneath your middle finger. So it's going to go to 8 on string 1. We're going to play 4, 2, and 1 together. So you're going to pluck those 3 strings, just like that. And with that ring finger, watch that ring finger, you're going to pull off, hammer on, pull off. So we have pull off, hammer on, pull off. So it's 8, 7, 8, 7. It's very tricky if you haven't done this technique before. But it sounds really cool. So again. Okay. So from here, our last bar, bar 8, is going to sound like this. So it's very tricky because you have a stretch. So if you haven't done a stretch before, check out this lesson about increasing your left hand reach. So it's got a bunch of exercises that I wrote to help you increase your left hand reach so you can play things like this when you encounter them in songs. So it'll definitely help you if you're not used to kind of reaching that far. So we're going to be playing all the way to fret 15. So basically, let's talk about the transition from 7 to 8 for ending 2. Once I finish that, I'm going to lift my middle finger up and replace it with my index finger. So now my index finger goes where my middle finger was. So that's 8 on string 2. And then I'm going to take my pinky and stretch to 15 on string 1. But while I'm doing this, I'm playing out of it. So I've got open 3, then playing string 2, which is 8, and then open 4, and then 15 on 1. Okay, so what happens is you can see that that first step is to lift up the middle, replace with the index finger. So we have da 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 3, replace 4, stretch. So it all happens one at a time, so you don't have to go boom, right? So you buy yourself time because you play the note when it's needed. Okay, again. Okay, if I call it out. 3, 2, 4, 1. So it just happens in a sequence, right? 3, 2, 4, 1. Okay, and then finishing up that bar, you're going open 3, 8, 9. So that first finger is literally going to come up a half step. Just like that. Okay, so we have... Very cool, right? 3, 2, 4, 1, 3, 2, 2. That was calling out string names. If I call out frets, I have 3, 8, 4, 15, 3, 8, 9. So very tricky bar. Okay, putting bar 7 and 8 together for ending 2. Sounds like that. A little bit faster. So another good way for learning tricky parts like that is to sing it back. If you can sing it, you can play it. Ba da 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 ba da da. So if you can sing that melody and those rhythms, it's going to make playing it so much easier. And this is also where that tab play along comes in handy at rockclass101.com. So bars that are really tricky, you can highlight that one bar, slow it down to like 50% speed or slower if you need it, and you can just loop it. So you can literally practice the bars that are tricky, and then you can practice the bars that are transitions, like bar 7 and 8 for ending 2 is tricky. So you can practice that transition. You can highlight 2 bars, slow it down to whatever speed, and just work on it. Work on it slowly and build it up to the speed that you want it to be at. So that asset is super beneficial for learning these tunes. All right, guys, but that is everything for the A melody. So now we've learned ending 1 and ending 2. So we've got everything learned. So I hope you guys enjoyed this lesson. And in part 2 of the lesson, we're going to be covering the complete B melody and the C melody. And what makes this song really neat is that there are variations on A, B, and C. So basically, we've learned all of the A melody. If you have it down from this video, then when you encounter those variations in the rest of the tune, there's only like 1 or 2 bars different. So basically, if you learn the A melody, you learn the B melody, when those variations come up, there's only a couple bars that are different. So basically, if you learn the A, the B, and the C melody, you've got the entire song down. You just have to memorize the form. So again, we're going to be covering all of that rest of the tune in part 2 of the video lesson at rockclass101.com. Plus, if you want to get the complete tabs to print off as a PDF format, that's going to be there, and access to that on-screen tab viewer that we were just talking about. So just look for Santa Claus is Coming to Town when you're at rockclass101.com. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this lesson. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks.